Come on in, come on in, come on in, beloved. Giving you all time to come in. Come on in. Come on. Oh. Oh, that's a great question, Evelyn. Thank you so much for asking. Tryout was good. Bryce had a really, really good tryout by all accounts. We don't know the results yet. We'll know the results by Thursday. But I watched a little bit of the tryout. I watched the end of the tryout on Saturday and Sunday, and Bryce did really well. I asked Bryce how he thought. He thought he did well. There was a parent, one of Bryce's former teammates that he played summer ultimate with. His dad is an ultimate frisbee Hall of Famer. Who knew? Who knew that ultimate frisbee had a Hall of Fame? But they do. And in fact, one of his teammates at Oregon, um, both of his parents are in the ultimate frisbee Hall of Fame. But when I asked the guy's name here, whose former teammate he played with in summer, is a guy named Stu, and I asked Stu, how Bryce looked to him, and he was very complimentary. He said, Bryce's throws were all accurate. He said Bryce's footwork was really good, and his words were that Bryce was uncoverable. So that made us feel good. One of the captains of the team, said that he told Bryce that Bryce had his vote to make the team. A couple of because the tryout is a mix between people trying out and players who have already made the roster. And the reason they do that, you all come on in. As y'all are coming in, somebody asked about Bryce Trout, and so I'm answering that question. So they bring people who are already on the team, and they bring people who are trying out, and they all play together. I think they want to see how they gel. They want the players to really be able to look. They want the captains to get a real look. So the interesting thing, I think this is a great idea. You don't try out with just people trying out. You try out with current players. So they did good. Last thing I'll tell you, one of the other good signs, of course, Bryce plays a position called handler, which is equivalent to like a point guard in basketball. It's equivalent to like a quarterback in football. Um, but you can have more than one handler. But in every offense, oftentimes you'll have what's called the main handler, and that's the person that you don't have to worry about this language that you center it to. Well, during the course of the tryout, on several occasions they made Bryce the main handler to see how he would run the offense. And the times I saw him, he did really, really good. So we'll see. We will see. It'll be more money if he makes this team. They have 6 tournaments between now and I think like October. I think there's a tournament in Colorado. There's a tournament in Indiana. Now, the good news is the national championship will be in San Diego. So let's pray he makes the team. But every year, Chain is usually good enough to make nationals. So we'll see. We will see. All right, you all. Let's get down to business. You all are coming in. Welcome to Community Check-In. Would you do me a favor if you have not done this already? Would you hit that like button? If you're on YouTube, it's that thumbs up. If you're on Facebook, it's that blue and white thumbs up or that red and white heart. Not only would I ask you to hit that like button, but I'm also going to ask you to share if you can. if you would share. If you are watching a recording of this live, I should have said this a long time ago, then you have the opportunity to go fast forward and move to whatever part of the check-in you feel is most valuable to you. So you can go straight to the prayer, or you can go to the word of the day. We're doing a word we've done before. I'm coming from my book today. It's a follow-up from last week's check-in. We're still doing Samuel, but last week we had a really good check-in, and I really want to encourage you to go back and watch it. But it was about comparing ourselves to others and how comparison can be such a debilitating action, and how it's important that when comparison, when we find ourselves comparing and we find ourselves envious, or we find ourselves resentful, or we find ourselves jealous, we do that by looking around. But one of the antidotes for comparison is really, really looking up at God and looking into ourselves. And I have a follow-up check-in that comes from a chapter of our book that just reminds us of the power of what it means to be created by God and finding our value in our Creator. So that's a little bit later. But if you're watching this live, you can jump to that. Let me come in here and say hi to you all. Then I'll give you all the question of the day, and we'll get to going to work. Good to see you, Evelyn Ellis, all the way from Vermont. Good to see you, Tiff. It was great to dedicate your baby on this past Sunday. Had a great time. Deborah Gordon, good afternoon to you. It's always good to see you. Deacon Patricia Burton, good afternoon to you. Blessings to you, and always good to see you. Let's go ahead and get right into the question of the day. All right, and I need serious answers only, but here's the question of the day. Tiff, here's so funny. It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. I wish if the bottle would have helped, I wish I would have known I would have taken the bottle. This is a true story. And so I say this lovingly and lightly. I had no problem. Babies cry. I mean, that's what babies do. But this is true. In 17 years, I knew it was going to happen. You tell your baby when they grow up. She was the first baby to cry during a baby dedication. We had a 17-year streak of no babies crying, and I knew it was going to happen. I literally, the first time I ever dedicated a baby, I knew that I was going to pick up the baby and walk through the church, and I was always nervous about that process. But in 17 years, nobody's cried until now, and there's nothing wrong with that, y'all. Babies cry, so it didn't bother me at all, and I expect it. I'm so shocked that it took 17 years for a baby to cry. But yes, and it's funny because you would think it didn't bother me at all. I actually kind of enjoyed it because I've been waiting for the first baby to cry during the baby dedication. And so that baby, she has the honor, the privilege, and she will go down in Fellowship of Love history. She made history Sunday, Tiff, and I loved it. That's hilarious. Look at this. This is hilarious. Evelyn Ellis says she was expressing her opinion about the nation. Well, I should have been crying with her then. I should have been crying with her. But yes. Here's the question of the day. What is something you like about yourself? For those of you, I see some people coming into this check-in. Even if you can't stay, I think this is a great exercise for you. So I'm praying that each and every person who reads this question of the day, good afternoon, Ken, good to see you. I'm praying that each and every person who reads this question will take time to answer. This is a great exercise. I don't want any pity-pat answers. I don't want. I want you to really think about this, and I want you to give me a good, real answer. What is something you like about yourself? What is something you like about yourself? And I'll start while you all are thinking, because I know y'all shouldn't have to think long. This is your time. This isn't your time to be humble. This isn't your time to be shy. This isn't your time to be demure. I really want you. I don't want, we're not asking for conceit. We're not asking for narcissism, but all of us ought to have things that we like about ourselves. All of us ought to have things that we like about ourselves. And so this is the question of the day. What is something you like about yourself? I'm going to give two things. And the only reason I'm giving two things for me is because I try to answer these questions to give you examples of what you might want to say. I like my commitment as a father. I don't always do the. I'm not. There are a lot of things I could do better as a parent, but I love the fact that I'm a committed father. I like that about myself. If there's one thing I can say that I like about myself, it is my commitment to being a good parent, even when I fail. And I need you all to hear me. And I fail all the time, but I like that I'm committed to being a present, available, loving, emotionally available father. Another thing I like about myself, again, I'm just giving this to help you all, for those of you who might be stuck a little bit, because we don't often answer questions like this. Something else I like about myself is I like that I have a high tolerance for different personalities. I have a very I can get along with a lot of people. Whenever I've been a part of sustained communities, and people start, whenever you're a part of sustained community, what is a sustained community? Your job. If you work somewhere with the same people, you go all the time. That's a sustained community. Church, a sustained community. Family, a sustained community. One thing that I have a high tolerance for different personalities. It takes a lot for me not to like someone. So there we go. I've answered the question of the day. You go ahead and you get in here, and I want you to answer the question of the day as well. What is something you like about yourself? Now, I don't know if I said this. I did, but I want to say it one more time. If you've not hit that like button, would you please hit that blue and white thumbs up or that red and white heart? And if you've not shared, would you please take a moment to share for just while we're answering our question of the day? What is something you like about yourself? I think that's important for us to know. And this is a good exercise. I got two answers. I want more. I've got more people than I know. I got more people. Now, I can't see who. I can't see who is all here until you speak, but I know I have more than two people. So I want you to think about it. I want you to go into the comments and tell me something you like about yourself. I like this answer. I can really stick with it, whatever it is, even if it's really hard. I love this. I love it. This is a great answer. I trust myself to make it work somehow. It's a great quality, and that's a great thing to like about yourself, Dr. Evelyn Ellis. Thank you so much for sharing. Y'all, for those who are here, we're answering the question of the day. What is something you like about yourself? What is something you like about yourself? Good afternoon, Amy. You came just in time to answer the question of the day. What is something you like about yourself, Amy? For those who are coming in, it's a great time to come in. Even if you can't stay, I want to challenge you, even those of you who don't speak a lot. Answer this question. Would you indulge me right now for just a little while? I know you don't say hi. A lot of times, some of you all like to come in and just listen and watch, but I want to encourage you, every person who sees this question, to take the time to answer it. What is something you like about yourself? Nicole Dawson, Tiff says, I love that I am personable and amiable. If God grants me favor wherever I go. I like this. I like this. Yes. Yes, I like this. We're answering the question of the day, and it is, what is something you like about yourself? Please take the time to answer this question. Deborah Gordon, I like that I always give people the opportunity to improve. Oh, I love this answer. I always give people the opportunity to improve themselves and make things right. Thank you so much. It's a great answer, Deborah Gordon. I like that about you. That's maybe why you still let me be your pastor, because you're giving me the opportunity to get better and continue to improve myself. It's a great quality. And let me tell you this. I need people like you in my life, because I need improvement. Thank you so much for this answer. What is something you like about yourself? I'm going to give you all a little bit of time. I've got a couple of prayer requests to make sure that I get down. And I got to get into word. My word always closes out. What is something you like about yourself? If you've not answered, come into the comments and let me know what is something that you like about yourself. I'd love to know. I can't wait to hear your answers. And I'm really, really encouraging you, even those of you who don't talk a lot, would you please indulge me and answer this question? I think it'll bless you. If it won't bless you, it will certainly bless me. I've already been blessed by several of the answers. What is something you like about yourself? Um, I'm trying to get prayer requests. I'm also looking at comments. Oh, I love this. I love this. Come here, Amy. I love my resilience and ability to seek the positive in negative situations. I received that. What a great thing to like about yourself. I love these answers, y'all. Thank you so much for taking time. What is something you like about yourself? Deacon Patricia Burton says, what I really like about myself is that no matter what I've accomplished in life, come here. I always strive to treat everybody well. I'm a personal witness to this. I am a personal witness to this. I love this answer, Deacon Patricia Burton. And I'm still trying. Here we go. Here we go. All right. There's my community check-in prayer list. And I've got your prayers. Amy, I'm putting you on the prayer list as you travel and as you're dealing with an air conditioner out. Let me tell you, this is Georgia. I know that's tough. What is it that you like about yourself? I love this. Tanya Jones Dodo says, I'm a positive person. You are a positive person and will tend to look at the benefits of a given situation. I like this. I like this. You know, y'all, this is a true story. For those of you all I know well, I've had to bite my tongue because you all have given answers. And on so many of you, for those of you I've had like some serious interaction with, and I kind of know you as a human, I've almost wanted to come back and tell you what I like about you. But see, if I do that, I got to do that with everybody. But I just want you all to know, you all are giving some good answers. And one of the beautiful things about this, there's some things you all like about yourselves that were not my first answer when I think about some things that I like about you all. And all of you all, I like things about you all. We have a good group of people. For those of you who are coming in, this is the question of the day. I'm really, 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 I know that's right. Dr. Evelyn us, I want you to meet all these people in human form. I know we have some great, great people. Yes. I'm putting Amy's AC on the prayer list. What is something you like about yourself? We're about to move to the word, unless we have a couple of more answers. This is a word we've done before, so bear with me. But you know what? Repetition is the clue to learning, and I hope that, like many things that we do over again, I hope that there's something in it today that you'll hear that blesses you and that you did not hear before. If you all remember on Thursday, if you weren't here Thursday, I really, really, really want to encourage you to go back and watch that check-in. We talked about the ills of comparison and the antidotes of comparison. We talked about what it means to have an antidote of comparison. And we said the antidote of comparison, when that is our tendency or our proclivity to look around and compare ourselves to others. The antidote to comparison is to look up at God and to look in within ourselves. It's so important that we have self-esteem. And I really believe for the child of God, our self-esteem comes from connecting ourselves with our Creator. Oh, I'm so glad you did. Deacon Patricia Burton was here Thursday and she said it was great and she discussed it with Fredera. I love it. Don't look around, look up, look in. And if you focus, no matter where you are, and here's the truth of the matter, most of us, if not all of us, have some disappointments. Most of us, if not all of us, can probably look at some area or arena of our life that we wish we would be better in. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having some level of discontent. But then what really happens is you add to that looking at people who are better in those areas, who are more successful in those areas, and it can make us resentful, but it can also work on our self-esteem and our self-worth. Comparison can also begin to drain us, and sometimes it literally can cripple us. What is something you like about yourself? Thank you so much, Erica Farrell. I like that I am a compassionate person. Y'all, I got to get into this word. I'm going to hurry up and get into this word and pray so I can let you all go. Here we go. I'm coming from my book again today because it's a follow-up from Sunday, Live Greater, Think Deeper, Love Better. And we're coming from chapter 52 on page 151, and it's simply called An Unknown Masterpiece. In the fall of 2013, a discovery rocked the art world. An original painting of Vincent van Gogh was discovered after being discarded, and it was dismissed as a fake for over 100 years. The painting was in existence. People had seen it, but it had been deemed a fake, and so it was not worth much. The painting was called The Sunset at Montmajour. The Sunset at Montmajour. You can look it up. The Sunset at Montmajour was dismissed as a fake, but now it's estimated now to be worth, listen to this, you all, tens of millions of dollars. This painting that's estimated to be worth tens of millions of dollars was for decades stored in the obscurity of someone's attic. It was in the collection of Vincent van Gogh's brother until his widow sold it to an art dealer in Paris. This art dealer in Paris later sold it to a Norwegian art dealer. And soon after that, after it got passed from person to dealer, it was declared a fake. And then because it was declared a fake, it began a over 100-year journey of being unknown. It began a 100-year journey of being unwanted. It began a 100-year journey of being undervalued. Now meditate on that for just a little while, you all. An artistic masterpiece was tucked away, unknown to the public, dismissed by art historians because no one knew its real creator. Somebody already knows where I'm going. They should just meet me there. What a tragedy. All because outside observers got it wrong. This wonderful work of art was hidden, it was tossed aside, and it was rejected. All because people who looked at this art piece got it wrong. People who looked at this art piece had an unfair assessment of it. I don't know if I got this, but Erica Farrell answered the question of the day, and I just wanted to get this. I like that I'm a compassionate person. I love this about you. If I missed that, I just wanted to make sure I got that. Listen, you all, because outside observers got it wrong, it was hidden, it was tossed aside, and it was rejected. Yet today, the same piece that was hidden in someone's attic, rejected by the public, is now displayed and spotlighted in a museum. The same piece that was irrelevant for decades is now invaluable. People have flocked to see it. Media in 2013 rushed to cover it, and collectors began lining up to try to buy it. It literally, you all, went from worthless to priceless, all because its creator was confirmed. Now I began to wonder how many of us have lived a Sunset at Montmajour existence. How many of us have allowed outside observers to underestimate us, underappreciate us, undervalue us? How many of us have allowed family members who weren't so loving, who stripped us of our self-esteem? Some of us may have had parents who beat on our self-esteem and always focused on the negative. Some of us may have had love interests, romantic partners, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends who, because they didn't have self-esteem in themselves, would eat at us and talk about how bad we were and talk about us. How many of us have allowed people on our outside to underestimate, underappreciate, and undervalue us? More importantly, how many of us, and here's where it becomes critical, have begun to believe about ourselves what others have declared about us? How many times, as a result of being rejected, neglected, and or dismissed, have we begun then to duck our head, to slump our shoulders, to tuck away our talents, to make ourselves small, to hide our best selves? How many of us are hidden when we should be displayed? How many of us are marginalized when we should be cherished? Good to see you, Kelly. How many of us are neglected when we should be spotlighted? You see, beloved, the thing about the sunset at Montmajour is that not one thing about it has changed in all the years since it was created. Montmajour didn't have a makeover. Montmajour didn't upgrade. The sunset at Montmajour wasn't revolutionized. The sunset at Montmajour didn't have plastic surgery. The sunset at Montmajour didn't start dressing different. It was always real, even when no one knew it. It was always valuable, even if no one thought it. It was always great, even if no one acknowledged it. And such is the case with you. You are valuable. Your worth is immeasurable. Your gifts are made to be shared with the world. You see, beloved, the thing that makes the Van Gogh painting priceless is really the same thing that makes you precious and that makes you prized. Your creator. What makes the Van Gogh priceless is really not not how beautiful people think it is. It's not the brilliance of the colors. It is that because it is certified, created from the hands of Vincent van Gogh, and because our world has such esteem for the creator, the things that Vincent van Gogh has made have become priceless. The difference in you, the difference in me, and the sunset at Montmajour is, y'all, we don't have to wait for someone to connect our life to the creator. We don't have to wait for someone to verify we've been created and crafted by the hands of God. You are created, you are preserved, and you are sustained by God. This means you don't have to be bound by outside opinion. And you cannot afford to be convinced that you are not a masterpiece. See, once the world believed the painting was from the great Van Gogh, it changed the very nature of how the world treated that work of art. But here's what's important. You don't have to wait for the world. Once you believe the greatness of your origins, you can then begin to live and become the tour de force you were created to be. Beloved, the Bible is true. You are fearfully and you are wonderfully made. You are God's artwork. You are God's masterpiece. You don't have to wait for others to declare it. You don't have to wait for a loved one to decree it. You can decide right now that you will live like it. Every head bowed, every eye closed, every heart praying. God, we love you today and we honor you and we thank you for who you are and for what you've done. We come to you right now, God, asking, God, that you just remind us that you have created us. Today, God, I have a simple prayer, that we be lifted by our Creator, that we be encouraged by who you've created us to be, that we be inspired by who you've created us to be. God, today, for someone who might be lurking, for someone who might be down, for someone who might be struggling, for someone who might be wrestling with their self-esteem, for someone who might not feel all that great about themselves, about where they are, about what they've done, about what they've become, remind us today that you created us. And because you created us, we are great. We're masterpieces. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. We come to you, God, not only praying for ourselves, but I also, God, pray for those who we've called by name today. Today, God, I pray traveling grace over Amy, and I pray, God, that you would move and give her confidence and resolution and resolve as she continues to handle her air condition going out. I pray for Virginia Wilson, Gloria Robinson, and Jalea Burton. I pray for Andrea Mitchell, Melanie Dukes, Altoria May, Craig Epps, Joy Treadwell, Julie Kwong, Patty Perry, Patricia Perry, Tracy Blackwell, James Walker, Bryce Jackson, and Heather Manley. God, you know the situations that need to be touched. You know the circumstances that need to be healed. God, today I pray that your mercy would reveal itself, that we would feel your grace. And God, I'm praying that for those of us who are down, you would lift us today. For those of us who are out, you would pull us in today. For those of us who are too high, you'd bring us down. For those of us who are too low, you'd pull us up. But God, I pray that you would make yourself present in the next 24 hours. Do something that we will only be able to credit you with. Show up, God, in a way that we will only be able to give you the praise. Show up in an extraordinary way. Show up, God, in our lives in a way that can only be defined as miraculous and marvelous and mysterious. Show up in a way, God, that we will have to give you the honor and the praise. This is my prayer. I pray it in Jesus' name. Amen. Beloved, I want to thank you for joining us for our check-in today. We'll be back. We're still in Samuel. We'll be looking at the book of Samuel, and we'll be coming with help from this book called Living in the In-Between Times by Ralph Douglas West, and we'll continue Thursday at 12. Can I remind you, this Saturday we have our birthday picnic at Kenwood Park from 12 to 5. I pray that you'll join us in these festivities and this fellowship. It's going to be good food. It's going to be good fun. It's going to be good festivities. It's going to be good fellowship. All we need is you. So I don't know what you plan Saturday, but if you have room between 12 to 5 to come to Fayetteville for fun, fellowship, festivities, food in Fayetteville, join us Saturday, 12 to 5. Lastly, I want to remind us that we do have our Love Songs in the Square coming up. Our Love Songs in the Square is coming up, and I want to give you the link in case anybody, it's a free event, but in case there's anyone who wants to purchase a table, I want to give you the link that will allow you to do so. Once I give you this link, I'm going to leave y'all alone. If you want to purchase a table for Love Songs, no, that's wrong. For Love Songs in the Square, then you'll be able to do so at the link that I've just provided in the comments. We want to see you. Good to see you, Valencia Battle. Now I'm about to touch and agree. And so I'm touching and agreeing with you, Deacon Patricia Burton. I'm touching and agreeing with you, Evelyn Ellis. Reminder to join us this Saturday, picnic, next Friday, June 27th at 7 p.m. downtown Fayetteville for Love Songs in the Square. May God bless each and every one of you. May God keep each and every one of you. And please remember to live in love. Y'all have a great day.